Hi friends, it's Carolyn Zook here with C6 Stitch, and today is Saturday, March 6, 2021. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm so glad that you're here. I have to remember what year it is sometimes, I think. But it's good to see you all. I've missed you. I wasn't very productive this week, I don't feel like, for some reason. I'm not sure why. Well, it just felt like a busy week, that's why. I am actively house hunting now. I think I might have mentioned that in the last video. And I put an offer in on a house this week, and I did not get it. There were 14 offers in total. So that's the kind of market that we're dealing with. So it might be a long journey, but I'm excited to be at that stage. Really don't give a sip. This is a mug. Actually, my realtor got me this mug when I got my new job. So that was very sweet of her. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. I'm behind on comments, so I haven't had a chance to look over your comments or read any questions that you might have had on the last video. But I wanted to really quickly give you some stats from February, since February is now over and we're in our new month of March. So in February, I started 3 new projects. I started Our Hearts by... I know you're all saying it, and it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember right now. Our Hearts, I started. I started that with my friends Robin and Andrea as a friendship piece. I started Carolyn and Her Cats by Lynette Peters, which is a sweet little piece that Lynette designed for me and my boys. So I love that piece. And I started You Are So Love, which is a freebie from Snowflower Diaries, I think it's called. And I haven't worked on any of those actually since I started them in early February. So it's time to pull those back out again, which is my plan for later on in March. And I finished the Easter Parade by Blackbird's Designs, the basket, which I did show. I did a total time of stitching for 90.5 hours. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with the February stats. So let's just jump right into it. I don't have a lot of whips. I have a few whips, I guess. But so first off, I finished my Whip Go, not finished the piece, but my Whip Go, which is my Whip Go block for Autumn Quakers. This is what it will look like by Rosewood Manor. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. This is on my Whip Go board twice, and I finished up, and each of my Whip Go blocks are to do 15 hours on the piece, which is quite a lot. I might reduce that next year to be 12 hours because then I can do, potentially I can do 12 hours over 3 days, and 15 hours takes me 4 days. And if I have 2 Whip Go pieces, that's 8 days out of the month. That doesn't leave a lot of time for other projects. Anyway, this is what I got done. So I got this big motif done right here. This was a huge one. And I got these couple of little motifs up here done. Sorry, the lighting isn't great. And then there's another motif up here. I'm not quite done with the first page. Just there's another motif up here and then some things over here that I need to do. And then the first page it's almost done. I think there's something right here. But this is done. This goes down well into the page below it. I think that's page 4. But I just basically stopped at page 1, at the bottom of page 1. So let's see. You can kind of see up here. So I need to put in this top motif. And maybe there might be a little thing here to finish the first page. But this big motif is done. So I'm mostly done with this corner right here. Almost done with that. This big motif, though, did take a really long time because there's just so many color changes. It's beautiful, and I love the effect, but, you know, you're changing colors all the time. So it does take a while. My goal on this is to get the first 3 pages done this year, and I almost have page 1 done. So that is Autumn Quakers. I love these Quaker ones. They're just, you feel like you're making a lot of progress often. When you don't have the big motifs, with the little motifs, you feel like you make a lot of good progress because they're just little tiny motifs. So let me show you my Whip Go board then. So that finished up February's Whip Go. So this is what my Whip Go board looks like. What's highlighted in green is what's been called for March. When it has a purple X over it, that's previously been called and finished. So this month I will be working on Winter Quakers, also by Rosewood Manor, and Hoity Toity. And I'll show you both of those later today. All my projects are on there twice, except for one, I think, because... Yeah, no, they're all on there twice because I have the free... I was thinking, well, there's 25 blocks, but I have a free square. So I have 24 projects, well, 12 projects, each on there twice. So that is what my Whipco board is looking like. The other thing I worked on, and I really didn't get nearly as much done on this as I thought I would. This is my Sunday Spin project for February, and this is Kringles by Little House Needleworks. Partly because we had power outage. That was a big part of it, actually. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I just didn't get as much done as I thought I would. So this is Kringles. This was a market release from last March. And my goal for the year is to get this roof done. And I'm basically right here. So I have a ways to go yet. I'm not even halfway done. Let me show you. So I have that first alcove done, and then I've started going across to the second one. There are it's a lot of counting and a lot of changing up colors because you can see the different colors and the pattern in there. And you just really have to be careful and go slow and think through what you're doing. So this does go a little bit slow. I think I saw somebody post in one of the groups, and I can't even remember because it was late at night. I haven't been sleeping really well because I've been up thinking about, you know, the offer I put on the house and all that. But somebody posted that they got the roof done, and in one of the groups online, and they said, man, that roof is no joke. And I hear you. That roof is taking a lot of time. But if I can get the roof done this year, I will be happy. And then kind of like the fun part, the scenes, right, are later on. So that was Kringles. That was my Sunday spin for the month of February. So I worked on it each Sunday. Then the other big thing that I worked on the rest of this week is Spring at Hawkrun Hollow. This is by Carriage House Samplings. Let's see if I can get it out. We're getting there. We are really close to a finish on this one. I know I say this all the time, but man, there's a lot of stitching in these things. So this is what all the different scenes look like. I am only right here. I'm not even halfway done with the piece. So this is my February, to be finished in February piece. And I'm close. It's March, I know. So I'm close. So in the last week, I finished this flower and this bunny, which didn't take too long. I did this whole tree. That took quite a while, this whole tree. And then each of these little rose leaves, those take forever because you're doing 5-6 stitches, and then you have to cut your thread, finish it off, cut it, and then move on to the next place. There's not, some places you can carry a little bit. I'm looking like right here, you would be able to carry it a little bit, but a lot of them you can't carry. So it's a lot of cutting, finishing off. And so it just takes a lot of time. So what I have left, and I think I can finish this tonight, but what I have left is, you see these dark teal leaves? There are more sprinkled throughout on this half of the tree, which I need to do. And then you can barely see it, but I put in these are bees. There's a bee here and a bee here. And I put in, those are their wings. So I just need to finish up the bees. And then I think I'm done with this one. My goal was to finish this one in February. So I'm a little behind. And I have worked on it, I don't know, most days this week I've worked on it. Now, I didn't get my 4 hours in each day like I wanted to. Yeah, it's taken a while. This one in particular, they take a long time. But I also want to do, I want to get back on track with this. And I know it doesn't matter, but, you know, in terms of like, it's just a goal, whatnot. But I mean, I really want to get block 6 done this month as well to keep on track. So we will see. We'll see how we end up with that. It is only the 6th of March. So hopefully the next block, let's see, what will that look like? I think that's a lot better. I think block 6 is a lot better. Yes, there will be a lot of stitching in each of those birds, but then there's the rest of it is words, which should go pretty quickly. So that's nice. I think this one, block 7, will be a lot because the dresses are full coverage. This church is full coverage. The hats, that's going to be a lot. But I think this is a good one to have right after all that stitching in that one. Oh, I also have to do the kite. I haven't done the kite yet either. So you see the little bees there that I need to do. The other kind of dark teal leaves. There's a few more I need to do over on this half. Bees, and then the kite. And then it should be done. Should be able to do that tonight, right? And then starting on the other block. So that's where we're at with Spring at Hawk Run Hollow. I'm kind of at that point where I think I'm hitting a wall with it. So getting through block 5 will feel really, really good. And that's all I worked on, everyone. That's really all I worked on this week. It doesn't feel like a whole lot, but it'll be really good, like I said, to get block 5 done. Okay, so I have some haul, and this is all stuff that just has come in the mail. I did have to run to Michael's a couple of times to pick up more floss for Spring at Hawk Run Hollow because I'm doing 32 count 2/2, and the called for is 1/2, I think. But I prefer 2/2, so I'm going to run short on pretty much all my floss because I'm using 2 strands, which is fine. It's DMC, so it's fine. So in the mail, I am, sorry for there's going to be some crinkling. I'm in 3 clubs, I think, this year. The first one is the Rogue Stitching Fabric of the Month. And this one is the one that's going to push me outside my comfort zone because I usually do neutrals, and you'll see that in a minute. I usually do neutral fabric, but I thought it would be fun to have some wacky and wild color fabric. So this is a gorgeous, gorgeous purple piece. That's pretty true to color. It's purple and blue. This is by Rogue Stitching. This is called Mad Hat. No, it's not. It's Bad Hatter Ship's Manor. Fabric of the Month. Yeah, I think Mad Hatter Ship's Manor. I think is the dyer. Does that make is the ship's? It's on the website, and I forgot to look it up before I started this Flosstube. So it's a big piece. I get what? I get the 18 by 27 32 count Lugana. So this will be fun. I don't have plans for it. I'm just going to add it to my stash when I'm feeling a little risky, if you will. But this will be fun. And they show, if you go to roguestitching.com, I don't know if they still have openings in the club. You'll need to contact them and find out. But it's nice because they have fabric from different designers throughout the year. And they're all different colors. So it'll be nice just to add some color to my fabric stash. Speaking of my neutrals, I got my Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month piece in. This is Marzipan. Oh my gosh, it's almost the color of my sweater. The lighting's really, really bad right now. I'm so sorry. That's about true to color. It's kind of like it's a really, really light beige with like pink undertones. It's not pink. But you can tell it has pink undertones in it. So, that's a great neutral. Look at this, when I add them to my stash. Oh, wacky and wild. Look how wacky and wild we're getting. Who am I? All right. So the other club that I've joined is Crazy Annie's Finishing Club. And what this is this is a every other month club where they send you finishing materials every other month. So I just got my January. When I moved to my apartment, I moved kind of at, timing-wise, kind of the worst timing you could have picked. I had Christmas gifts, so I moved a few days before Christmas, and I had Christmas gifts that were delayed because they were sent to my old place and returned or had to be forwarded. It was just kind of a mess. And the same with some of these clubs. So Crazy Annie's, they shipped my finishing club materials, but it accidentally went to my old address, which it's understandable how that happens. So it was actually returned to her, and she reached out to me, which I thought was so lovely of her, because they only order enough supply for each of their members, right? So this isn't something they just sell online where they have a lot of extras. So this was returned to her, and she very kindly reached out to me and said, I just want to verify your address. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, that's my old address, but I moved right around the time that they were shipping out the first one. So it got to me. So they returned it to her. She sent it right back out to me, and so I have my January one. So what is included, and every month is going to be a little bit different, but I wanted to show you what's included. So this is the January. So you have a pastel chalk pencil, so like a fabric pencil that you get. I'm missing a button here. Am I really, though? I think, oh no, there it is. Okay. This cute little wooden button. I think that's so cute. There are 3 of these clear flower buttons. There is a pin. This is a counting pin. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? They're really sharp. They're really sharp. I know because I have other counting pins and I have stabbed myself with them many times. Many times. Okay. And then you get a piece of finishing fabric. Oh, there's fuzzies on this one. And the finishing fabric for January looks like this. It's a good size piece. I mean, you could definitely back something with it. It's like a blue, gray, silver with that geometric design on it. And then you also get, this is like a Chanel trim. This is Lady Dots Creates. So Chanel trim in white. This is a Chanel trim in like a blue-white variegated. And then this really pretty light blue lace trim. So they give you quite a lot, and I like to keep these all together. So I keep the pencil in its own thing, so it just doesn't get all over everything. And I will, once I move, I will put the pencil in with my general, kind of sewing supplies. Oh, and here's their card. So Lady Dots Creates. Old Sterling Tea Service. That's what January is called. But I do like to keep them together. You certainly don't have to use them together, but you can see how well they are coordinated together. And so I kind of like that where I can pull, let me see if I can put the trims on the fabric so you can see how well they go together. So I'd like to keep them together for that reason. Whether or not I use them on one project, but it's just, it gives you an idea of what you could use together. Okay, so let me collect everything here and put it back in the bag, especially with these little bits and pieces. I don't want to lose anything. So sorry about the crinkling. I know that bothers some people. Okay, and then I also got my March one. So they came pretty close together, the January and March one. So we are all cut up now. Okay. So for March, we have, this month is called Green Green Grass of Home is the theme. We have this cute little button, flower button. Really, really cute. And this really sweet heart Eiffel Tower button. I'm not sure if everyone's buttons are the same or different, but you get the general idea. We got, and I'm not going to take this out, but we got a heart-shaped beeswax, which I have never used, so I'm looking forward to using that. And then we got more pins, and let me show you. These pins are just so pretty. They're all the same, and they're like this copper, rounded copper head. So, so pretty. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So that's really nice. And you get them in this nice tube for safekeeping. The trims, I've had this nicely folded, and then I undid it. So this beautiful green ribbon. You get a piece of really pretty baker's twine, green and white. And then this is like a really light, almost yellow-green, really pretty trim. I think it's so pretty. And then the fabric, the finishing fabric that you get is this really pretty green, and it's written in German. I'm not sure what it says. I majored in German in college, and I can make out some words, but overall I can't really tell what it says. But there's really pretty fabric for finishing a spring piece. So I really love this club. It's a great way to just kind of build up your stash if you don't really have a lot of finishing materials, or you want to give finishing a try. So many times you have to buy a whole spool of fabric. If you just needed, say, this trim for one piece, you have to go to the store and buy a whole spool of it, but you don't really, and then you're ended up with a whole spool. Whereas this way, you just get enough to finish whatever piece you want, or a couple pieces. I mean, they're really generous with the amount they give you. So you could finish, 2 or 3 pieces, and then you don't have a whole spool of leftover ribbon that you're not going to plan to use for anything else. So I personally think it's really great. I'm really, really pleased. This is really fun to get in the mail. And it's something different, something I've never done before, right? I'm not big on finishing, but maybe this will inspire me. So those are our 2 kits. So that's really my haul for this week. Okay, so giveaways. I am still very, very behind, and I apologize. I don't know what my block is in getting stuff out to you. I think about it all the time. I have a lot of guilt over it. So I know a lot of you are still waiting on giveaways. So I have not forgotten. I just haven't gotten around to it. So we're going to, giveaways. So the last video that we did giveaways, we were re-giving away this kit because I never heard from the original winner. This Angel Bubble Kit, and it's a whole kit. You get everything you need in it. And the winner of that is Giselle Eloy. So Gigi Stitches, I have your address. So I will get that sent out to you at some point. And then this I picked up from Acorns and Threads when I was there, the Sweetheart Tree Country Flower Sampler, and a lot of you wanted this. But the winner is Lise Hebert. And Lise, I'm pretty sure I have your address, but I'll double check and let you know. Or you can just email me at czokstitch@gmail.com and I will get it sent out to you. For today, I'm only going to give away one, and I'm going to pass the stash. I'm going to pass the stash on Easter Parade by Blackbird Designs because I have done both of them now. I make a working copy, so it's not written on or anything. You can tell, on the edge it's a little bit worn from being opened. But otherwise, I would like to pass the stash to somebody who would be interested in stitching either one of these. So you get both charts. You get the bunny and you get the basket, which is really nice. So if you would like an opportunity to win this, say parade, something about parade. And I will ship this internationally, so you can be anywhere. Yeah, and I usually leave giveaways, I usually leave them up for a week, well, till my next video. And then if I haven't heard from you, I'll do another call out and say, hey, so-and-so, I haven't heard from you yet, be sure to contact me. I don't go back to the comments and say, hey, you won, just because I want it to go to people who regularly watch. And so I do give you a couple of weeks, because I know not everybody, there's a lot of Flosstubes out there, and so I know not everybody can get to everything each week. So I try to give you a couple weeks, give you a reminder, and then we will move on and draw another winner if I don't hear from you. So that's kind of how I do that. So parade, if you'd like to win Easter Parade by Blackbird Designs. Okay, so my plans coming up. My plans for this week. So my Sunday spin piece. Is this the right? Yes. And I know I showed these all last week for my March plans. But I'm going to show you again. So my Sunday spin piece is an ornament that I started last July for Jolly July. This is from the Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornament 2019 edition. This is by Kathleen Burlew of Floss and Fleece, and it's a sweet little pattern called Looking Out. So it's like you're inside a house and you're looking out at the Christmas tree. My goal for the year on this piece is simply to finish the window pane. Okay, that's my goal. I will show you where I got to last July. I just got there. This is a, I don't know, I think it's a 14 count opalescent Ada. I'm not sure what it's called. I don't have it in front of me. So I got that part done in July. But I'd like to finish the window pane. And then I would set this away for the rest of the year until next year when I'll finish it up. And the reason why, even though it's an ornament, and typically ornaments are really small, easy to finish, I have so many other goals for this year that that particular one, there's quite a bit of stitching, that window pane. There's quite a bit of stitching on that. So I just said, do the window pane and we can come back and finish it next year. So I plan on working on that tomorrow, which is Sunday. We're going to finish up Spring at Hawker and Hollow number 5. And then I want to work on my 2 Whip Go pieces. So if you remember last week, I'm shifting things around a little bit this month, where normally at the beginning of the month, I would kind of knock out my acrostics really quick, because usually I do those for 1 or 2 days, basically 4 hours or 8 hours. And what ends up happening is I run out of time at the end of the month to get something like Spring at Hawker and Hollow done. So I'm going to reshift my focus, and I'm putting Spring at Hawker and Hollow near the beginning and my Whip Go pieces at the beginning. And then the rest of the time I will tackle those acrostics. So this is a beautiful bag by Shelly Moneymaker from Oh My Ada. You can see her tag up there. Oh My Ada. Check her out on Flosstube. And this is Winter Quakers by Rosewood Manor. And this is also on my Whip Go board twice. I just have a little tiny start on this. And again, my goal for this year is the first 3 pages, which is like the top third of this picture. And let's see where we're starting at here. We are starting, we do not have much done on this at all. So 15 hours is going to be a great chunk because this is all I have done so far. And these Quakers, I'll use Valdani threads, which are really wonderful to work with. So I look forward to seeing a lot of progress on this. It'll look like a lot of progress, I think, because I have hardly anything done. This is on a 28 count dwarf by Picture This Plus. It's the called for fabric. And then when I get my 15 hours of that done, I'm going to move on to start my 15 hours from my Whip Go piece of Hoity Toity, which you saw recently. I think this was February, maybe, that it was called. This is what it will look like. It's by Long Dog Samplers. My goal for the year is the first 3 pages, which is about, I think it's basically to this border, I think. I don't think it includes that border, but it includes all this border, which is quite a lot. I'm using Jan Hicks's color conversion, which you can find on her blog, madforyarn.com. And she is aiming to finish hers this year. I'm sure you're already following her, but if you're not, check her out because she's showing hers a lot now, and it's so wonderful. So this is where I'm at. Last time this got called for Whip Go, I got all this inside done. I got all of this done. I had most of the border done. I did have to finish up the border a little bit. So I think this time I will be starting to move. So this is the last time it's going to be called on Whip Go. So whatever I don't get done on this month, I'm going to have to pull out and find different time to work on it if I want to get the first 3 pages done. So I'm just going to be starting, there's another peacock, I think it is, over there. And then, of course, there's the whole border here that has to go across, which will take some time because that's a pretty solid border. I mean, it's a lot of stitching in there, but it's so pretty. I love, love, love her color conversion. So that is where we're at. So that's my other goal. I will not get the 15 hours done on this before I see you next, but we will hopefully be able to start working on it anyway. So those are my plans for the week. So this has been pretty short. I mean, I guess it's fairly normal, 30 minutes. But that's my plans for the week, and hopefully continuing to house hunt. So that might interrupt some of the stitching time, but we will see. So thank you so much again for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. Bye.